Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are in the world today. This is my Spirit Animal Oracle series. My name is Gia, and we spent the past 6 days with Turkey Spirit, and then 4 days into that, Dog Spirit joined Turkey as a companion. So I will share my reflections on that in just a few minutes. But it is time today for the next Spirit Animal Oracle card. And this one is making a second appearance. I just think this image is so cute. So Squirrel Spirit is coming through again. Squirrel Spirit actually made an appearance first time in this series on December 27th last year. And that's when I was just pulling one card each day. But Squirrel Spirit is definitely, I'm getting the impression right away that Squirrel Spirit wants to spend more time with us. And Squirrel Spirit is encouraging us to believe in ourselves. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. So, the first impressions coming through, this is about those new normals, those new frameworks, the new definitions of ourselves that we're stepping boldly into this year. Again, this year of the Chinese fire horse energy comes through with this as well, being bold about it, not necessarily rushed or hurried um, with rapid speed, but with intention and inspired action as that fire horse energy, that powerful energy, that power that comes from stepping into these new definitions of ourselves with bold confidence and inspired intention, inspired action, and discerning, the speed we need at any given time, and discerning, you know, um, what direction to go in at any given time. So believing in ourselves that even though some of these definitions, frameworks, um, um, narratives that we have established for ourselves, even in the potential newness of that, like getting used to our new selves, even in that newness, Squirrel Spirit wants to remind us to believe in ourselves, believe in that because of where those frameworks, those new frameworks and new definitions came from. It came from a lot of hard work, letting go of the things that we absolutely know no longer serve us. So don't discount that work that we've done on our healing journey to step into these new definitions and new narratives. It's not for nothing, it's everything, right? It's everything. So believe in yourself, believe in yourself, believe in your ability to step boldly into your newness, whatever that newness is, whatever that whatever that redefined self is. And what's coming through now is, in reality, aren't what isn't what we're doing just coming back to ourselves. So it's just getting used to our trueness, like what's truly our way and our essence and our being and what's truly aligned. And that's like a return to self, right? So, a lot of times we define ourselves by the conditioning, by the circumstance. And so now that we are stepping out of doing that and into defining ourselves by returning to and remembering who we really are at our true essence, um, it's it feels new because it's not something that we've defined ourselves by before. But as we continue to step boldly and believe in ourselves, then that remembrance will come through. And that remembrance will help to fuel each next step on our journeys ahead as these newly defined, redefined, re-remembered souls of light and love moving through these human experiences. So go ahead and believe in yourself. This does also follow up a little bit on the messages that came through from Turkey Spirit and Dog Spirit. Remember, Turkey Spirit is reminding us, encouraging us to give with grace, give with gratitude and grace. And Dog Spirit was encouraging and reminding us to be loyal to what you love. So believe in yourself and be loyal to what you love. Believe in what you love. Believe in yourself. Believe in the things that you love. Believe in what's aligned with you. Believe in your vision. Believe in your mission. Believe in it. And you shall be able to walk on that path with confidence, pride, power, self-assuredness, and without judgment, with detachment of what other people think about it, about you, about your path, your mission, your vision, yourself. Unapologetically be loyal to what you love, including yourself, and believe in yourself. So similar messages that I think I remember came through the last time. Um, the squirrel here is so cute. Is standing on an acorn here, and this is representing um, the abundant universe, the present state of the universe, which is abundant. All possibilities live in the now, and we simply need to choose to believe and step into the possibility that we desire. So when we step into that, that is available through the infinite abundance of the universe, when we select that acorn that we want, that path that we want, and we believe in it, it will manifest. So I've mentioned that briefly before, how in in a lot of ways how we're nurtured into um, belief systems about how to manifest what you want in the world. It's about, when I see it, I'll believe it. So when I see in my external circumstances that this situation is happening in the way I want and that situation is happening in the way I want, then I'll believe that it's possible. Well, the laws of attraction and energy actually are the opposite of that. When you carry that belief through your whole being and you exude that through your whole being, and there's no doubt that what you believe is true, whatever that may be, then your vibrational frequency changes. It rises to meet that truth, that belief that you are living in your being. Our subconscious does not know the difference between a positive or a negative. So if your mindset is in a state of lack, it presents that as truth in the subconscious, and your frequency matches that glass half empty sort of mindset, and that energy vibration radiates outward through your belief, through your subconscious belief, and that's the energy that gets attracted to you and therefore then creates your external circumstance. When we shift our mindset and we look at the glass as half full, we look at things from a perspective of abundance, and we believe in that abundance. We believe in the possibility that we believe in the notion that all possibilities exist in the now, and we decide to live and believe and exude that possibility, that desire that we wish to see, and we continually walk that in how we move through the world, our subconscious begins to change and shift. And as our subconscious begins to change and shift, it moves into the conscious awareness, and our energy frequency changes and rises to meet that frequency of perspective of abundance. The glass is half full, and then our external circumstances begin to reflect that state of abundance, those desires fulfilled. And that's how that law of attraction works in a nutshell. So, Squirrel Spirit is knowing that abundance is there. Squirrel Spirit is standing on the acorns. This is Squirrel Spirit's abundance. And Squirrel Spirit is selecting the acorn that it would like to have for sustenance. So this is a metaphor that we can carry with us for selecting that desire fulfilled in the way that we choose to believe it into existence. So, yes, thank you, Squirrel Spirit. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Let's see if there's any other messages coming through. Something coming through about seasons. So there's a message here. This is a more subtle undercurrent message about seasons, and it's about still holding that belief in yourself when you are moving through a contrasting experience or a swell of emotion that may feel intense, and just like it might trigger some fear about, how long is this circumstance going to last? I want to be able to move into that mindset of and belief of abundance and all of that. But you're acknowledging that there's a swell of either a contrasting experience or swells of emotion. And so Squirrel Spirit wants to remind us the belief in ourselves does not waver relative to that, and that there are going to be swells and ebbs and flows of all kinds of things as we move through our human existence as these beings of light moving through these human experiences. We can certainly anticipate that there will be things that present that we're going to need to navigate, and belief doesn't waver in that. Belief actually enhances and strengthens and grounds our ability to discern. So in those moments, hold fast, hold steady to that belief in yourself, and remember the other cards that have come through about setting those healthy boundaries up and recognizing when you might need to retreat. And again, not retreat because you've been defeated, but retreat because you're recognizing, hey, I need to just step back for a second, give myself some space to hold space to move through this emotion, or I need to take a moment to discern and figure out which way I need to navigate. And so the belief doesn't waver. It actually strengthens and enhances the ability to be grounded in what you need in the moment. And that might just be recognizing that you need to hold space for yourself, giving yourself gratitude and grace, being loyal to yourself and what you love, being loyal to your mission, your path and purpose, and recognizing when you might need to pivot or shift. And it's all, those are all things that happen alongside of the belief in yourself, alongside of the unapologetically confident way that we can move through the world. And it doesn't mean that we never are going to have vulnerable moments or emotional moments or intense moments. You know, that is a natural, what that's naturally what happens in a human existence, right? Like there's going to be all of that. We don't suddenly conquer it and become neutral all the time about everything. We have visceral reactions to things, we have emotional reactions to things, and it's okay to move through them. That's the whole point. Emotions, feelings, they're meant to be felt, they're not meant to be analyzed. So, recognizing when we need to, again, give grace and gratitude to the opportunity to move through, to heal, to examine the contrasting experience and what that might be teaching us relative to having further understanding for ourselves, our path, our purpose, our journey. And it all happens with the foundation of believing in yourself. Believing in yourself. Thank you, Squirrel Spirit. Okay, any other messages coming through? I think that's it. Is there something about. I think that's it. Alright, so let's see how long Squirrel Spirit would like to spend time with us. I'm hearing a resounding 7 days or more. Squirrel Spirit really wants to help support this notion into reality for all of us. So, and again, you know, that reminds me anytime we move into a new spirit animal, it's for the collective. It's just an encouraged suggestion based on what's coming through me from the spirit animals as I pull these cards. So if you personally are feeling an inspired nudge, you're getting guidance from yourself, your expanded wisdom, consciousness, higher self, spirit, whatever you want to call it, if you're getting guidance and nudges to spend more time with any of these spirit animals or different ones altogether that have come through for you, then please follow that knowing, follow that intuition, follow that gut feeling, follow that guidance because that is nuanced just for you and that's exactly what you need. Whatever spirit is encouraging for you and guiding for you. And it doesn't have to be just one at a time. You can work with, invite more than one to be alongside with you on your journey. So, thank you again, Squirrel Spirit. So, we will spend today through the next 7 days, and we'll see what happens at day 7 relative to Squirrel Spirit's intention. Um, just checking in to see if Squirrel Spirit wants a companion. So on day 4 of this journey with Squirrel Spirit, we're going to invite a companion to join Squirrel Spirit. Alright, thank you, my friend. Squirrel Spirit reminding us to believe in ourselves regardless of what our external circumstances are showing us. Belief in ourselves, the more we do it, the more we walk through that presumed, assumed abundance, that glass half full state of being. That helps to shift our subconscious, which helps to shift our energy frequency into receiving abundance rather than lack. And that is what in turn helps to shift our external circumstances. So believing is seeing, not the other way around. All right, so my reflections on turkey spirit and dog spirit. One of the strongest reflections is I loved how being loyal to what you love from dog spirit reminded us to include ourselves in that. And I definitely feel very strongly about the things I'm doing in my life that help support that belief in myself, and that being loyal to those beliefs and being loyal to me as the I that I am, that I do love. And it also, toward the end of the day yesterday, I the reflection shifted also to include um, externally, you know, being loyal to the spirit animals that want to come through, the messages that want to come through, being loyal to sharing those with all of you, being loyal to the messages that come through for me from my dragons, being loyal to the connections that I have to um, the guidance I get from my spirit, from my expanded consciousness, as the unique expression of the divine consciousness that I am. So it reminded me that my loyalty to listening to my spirit and guidance has led me to places that I have not imagined that I would ever be, which is here right now, sharing these messages with you, um, as well as the Dragon Oracle series, and you know, sharing my gifts as an intuitive healer. This is me being loyal to what I love, and I love what all of that has meant to me personally, and I love how natural it feels to want to share that with others. So much gratitude for turkey spirit and dog spirit, and now squirrel spirit. All right, thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you in 4 days to welcome Squirrel Spirit's companion for the remainder of our time with Squirrel Spirit. All right. Take care, everyone. See you soon.